It's now Aaron's favorite segment.
Survivor Talk with
Luke and Aaron.
Who will survive? Tony Blachos is the goat. Fuck Sandra Queen. She quit. She's off the edge. He's my number one pick.
I like this part.
This part is like
Little
you
mystical.
start to like ooh. Oh fuck! This song gets me fired up! Woo!
Dude, we got a big episode coming. Big episode.
Man, Luke has seen me watch Survivor. It's like I'm watching a sporting event.
It's actually scary. It's a little nerve-wracking.
I'm up. I got my wine in my hands. I'm like, get him! No, don't tell him that.
He makes like a platter of like food.
Oh,
Like,
it's an event.
Yeah, there's a whole.
That's actually only been recently because I don't have sports in my life anymore to do that kind of
You
thing.
did that with the draft. You did
yeah.
that.
So like any excuse I have, I'm just like, I'm making a night of it. Like, let's
Oh,
go.
A real night.
Like, let's go.
You're the ultimate. Let's make a night of it. You're more.
Yeah.
In that. You're more like Bert Kreischer in that way.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I love to make a night
you
of
like
it.
to make a night.
Yeah. Like I'll get a platter, I'll get a whole spread of food.
Yeah.
I got my booze, I got like my other things. Like
Can we take our sunglasses off? We look like the fucking Blues Brothers right now.
I've been wearing them the whole time.
Well, I don't want my eyes to burn open from how much light that family was shining on.
Sure,
me.
you can take your sunglasses
No, I'm not
off.
gonna.
I'm gonna leave mine
This
on.
is a battle of who can leave them on longer now.
Sure, you're losing.
No,
I'm leaving
not.
them on.
No, I'm not. All right, go. Continue.
Anyways, yeah, so I like to have things all set up. So, yeah, this past week on Survivor is another great Tony episode. I mean, I honestly I didn't prepare as well as I did last time because last Tony episode was like I watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, you came in fresh.
Yeah.
Well, we also did this podcast the day after.
Yeah,
right?
we
Or
did.
something crazy.
Yeah, we did. So this
So what
episode
happened last episode?
this episode was Kim's
Just-
demise.
I just want to tell everyone today is May 5th, Tuesday. So the episode.
Happy birthday, Anthony Nguyen, if you're watching this. May 5th.
Hey.
Shout out to you. Happy birthday. May 4th.
Happy
Happy birthday to Pamela Ranson, my
birthday,
mother, yesterday. If she's
Anthony.
watching,
Happy birthday,
Pam Ranson. Happy
Everyone just knows her name now.
birthday.
Anthony Nguyen.
Yeah. You know what? Fine.
He's trapped in his
Bleep.
condo.
But they know my last name because I say Aaron Ranson at the beginning. And then
and there's
if I
no
say Pam.
den.
Anyways, a little distracted there.
Oh.
Luke can serenade you while I continue to get into the Survivor talk.
Anthony Nguyen.
So he's getting creepy. So Kim was booted this week because she tried to.
She tried to double cross our boys.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you take a shot at the king, you best not miss. That's Omar, The Wire / Tony Vlachos.
I need to watch that show. I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, so that's one of the big lines. It's, if you're gonna take a shot at the king, you best not miss.
All right.
So Kim,
that guy just claimed himself the king. I like that.
yeah, Omar is the king of the streets.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
Good for Omar.
so Tony he's been running this game for the last 3 weeks.
It's turned into the best Survivor.
Season ever, in my opinion. One of them. I liked heroes versus villains, but like this
The
one,
complete
right?
shenanigans are just
Because
amazing.
he's just been so entertaining
Oh, yeah.
throughout. Like, and it's like the only way somebody else can win
As if he goes.
is
if he
well,
gets
if they
backstabbed.
goes and it's if it's their blind side,
He's still good. He's got an idol.
and
too.
he never misplays idols.
No.
If he misplays the idol, I'll be heartbroken.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's go over what happened in this episode
what
and then what we think is going to happen.
I just want
next
to say one thing. I
episode.
almost feel like I should bring one of these home, and you and I do a post Survivor Skype call tomorrow or on Thursday.
and then we can just
Release
we
only.
can just play it into the episode into the next episode of the podcast, or
No,
release
I'm
it
just
as a
saying we
clip.
can release a clip.
if you want to do that,
Maybe we'll talk about it.
we'll see.
Okay, go. Let
Okay.
him have it.
I might not use this if that's the case because I have my podcast mic back. Whatever. We'll talk semantics later.
You'll get to know how to use the old roadcast.
The old roadie. So so Kim's demise this week. She tried to take a shot at the King Tony. She was trying to get the troops all together. Oh, now I remember everything that happened. Okay.
Here we go.
So Kim had a little bit of a campaign going to get Tony out. I think everybody understood that after that last move, after Tony had taken out Sophie, he'd won 2 immunities in a row. He was flying. And everyone was like, did we actually let Tony Vlachos get to this far in the game? Like, everyone's like, what the fuck did we just do? Because going in, like, nobody had a more dominant season than Tony, Kim, Boston Rob, Sandra. They had, like, they're Parvati, like, they had the big, targets on their back. Tyson, right? So,
well, once
having Tony,
all those big names left, it was like
just Tony's left. Like,
yeah,
of the big names, like Jeremy's a big name. He didn't win on his first try. He's more of a social player. I don't know. Like, Tony is just like one of those guys. Like, he can go on a run at the end and he can scramble and win. And if you let him have the opportunity to scramble, like, he will make you pay for it.
He's the best scrambler.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like,
because people like him as a person
yeah,
too, right?
He's so likable.
He's approachable, likable.
He can read people like a book.
Oh yeah.
And that works into this because
he's very good at like, oh come on.
But he's also good, and I'm going to get into let's get into the episode,
well,
and we'll talk more about what Tony does. I was just saying,
once everyone left, all the big names, like
Holy
it was
shit.
very obvious. It was like
You're in trouble.
like that's how Tony felt.
Yeah, well, Tony was like, my back's against the wall.
Yeah.
But then he kept winning immunities. So this week, before immunity, Kim realizes, she's like, Tony, they all know he's got an eye. Like, no, they don't now. They don't at this point. So they all kind of realize, they're like, Tony's the biggest threat in this game. We need to get him out. Kim approaches Michelle. Kim approaches Jeremy. No, sorry. Kim approaches Michelle. Kim approaches Ben. Kim approaches Nick. Kim approaches Denise and herself. So they would have a contingency of 5 versus 3, which would be Tony, Jeremy, and Sarah that they didn't approach, right? So Kim has the votes to get Tony out. And she's collected this. She's shown great social awareness where she's talking to Tony and she's like, this guy's bullshitting me. She's really the only person that, at least in their confessionals in the edit, that they've made it seem like, okay, Kim's got her finger on the pulse here and she knows what's going on. And she knows that Tony is the guy that they need to get out, because I feel like Ben is very distracted by Jeremy. Ben and Nick. Michelle, I think, realizes that she might have to work with Jeremy, who's working with Tony, so she doesn't want to like ruin that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So Kim's really the only one that kind of knows, like, we got to get Tony out of this game. And I think maybe Denise knows too. So they all have this plan to get Tony out, those 5. And then they go to the immunity challenge. And it's the challenge where you have to hold your arm up, right? Like this. And there's a bucket of water. And if you lower your arm a little bit, the water comes down on you. You're out.
They also added the balance beam.
Yeah.
Type thing
So they added a balance beam on the bottom just to make it a little bit harder. And
I thought Jeremy was going to win.
Yeah. So this is one of those
Mental endurance.
and one of those immunity challenges where Jeff will tease you with food to drop.
Right.
Right. And so this plays a huge role in this immunity, and it almost made it seem a little bit, I don't know, it was a little, I didn't like it that much that they all dropped. I was like, where's the fire?
I think they made it too
hard. I like when it's an endurance challenge, like 2 hours.
Hold your arm
Where
up.
like before they were allowed to hold their arm up like this, or they're allowed to like keep it balanced. Like in this one, he says specifically, he's like, do not touch your arm, you'll be out.
Yeah.
Right? And
it was
so
too easy for it to come down.
Yeah, it made it way harder. Where I like that, like, you got to dig deep. You got to last an hour and a half if you're going to win.
Because I feel like they were like, even
Yeah.
Jeff was shocked how quick it went, because
They
I feel like they had like entrees of food ready.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, people start dropping, and then it's down to Nick. Yeah, and this one was a double immunity too, which was weird.
I hated that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Denise
either.
got really cocky with that necklace around it. Like
Yeah.
her at tribal
They
was
usually don't do double immunities this late in the game.
no.
No, it's usually like right when merge happens, they'll do a couple. This is final 8.
Her the way she handled herself talking to Jeremy was like absurd.
Yeah, she shot herself in the foot.
Really
in the
hard.
foot there. But
I love how he's like, "Are you sure you want to
yeah,
do this?"
let's get to that when we're at the tribal.
Okay.
So throughout this immunity, we're like, okay, so Ben drops, Jeremy drops, then it's just Tony and Nick. And so Michelle drops for the women. Then it's no, sorry, not Michelle. Who dropped first for the women? Sarah.
Did
Sarah
she?
dropped. Yeah, so Sarah drops. Then it's Michelle, Kim, and Denise left. Right? And so they're kind of going, and Ben's already out. And Jeremy's already out. And then it's 5 people left. It's Nick and Tony battling for the male immunity. And it's Michelle, Denise, and Kim battling for the female immunity. And for some reason, when Jeff brings out peanut butter and cookies and milk, 3 of them drop. Like literally handing the 2 immunities to the 2 people left. Like Nick drops.
Arguably two of the biggest threats too.
The worst drop was Kim. Because you had a plan tonight.
Yeah.
Like you had a plan. Why the fuck are you dropping? Like you never drop if you have this. If you're trying to take a shot at the kingpin tonight.
Dropping when there's 9 left as a whole is the dumbest shit ever. I'm never.
Yeah,
if
and
I'm playing Survivor, I'm not dropping once.
In fairness, I've never felt the kind of hunger that they probably
That's
are
true.
feeling. But at the same time, it's like this is for 2 schmil, and you guys are all winners. You know what it takes to win. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you dropping?
Yeah.
Like Kim dropping was crazy, but like Kim is, because it's the double immunity. It's like Kim is.
Nick at least got a fire token, and he
like,
knew he was not.
But the thing about Nick is like he was part of that group of 5 that had the plan to vote out Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up coming back to bite him because Tony wins. He wins one of the 2 fire tokens, gives one to Nick because as Nick was falling, he says, "Tony, will you give me one of the fire tokens?" And Tony gives him the fire tokens. Nick gets to eat, which is another thing. Normally when they fall, it's like you get to eat until the end of the challenge.
Well, that's because when he fell, it was like
was
the
the end.
challenge was done.
Right? But that's what I mean. So it's like, did they just make an exception to the rule? Like you can eat now, I guess, because
he
now
got
it's
like
over?
one cookie.
Yeah, like not worth it.
No.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what happened with that because they didn't really show us that. They just kind of like showed them eating a little bit.
So that was. I also want to go back to what happened
Yeah.
on what was it called?
Edge.
Edge of Extinction.
Let's talk about that after because I'm kind of.
Well, no, we'll just brush by it. Basically, it was
had
like
a
you had to
challenge
run
where they had to
coconuts back, and you get 2.
Yeah. 2 fire tokens each for the top 6.
I
And
think
they had
it
to
should
get
be
20
less than
coconuts
6. I think
each.
it should have been top 3 to really fucking step it up.
Well, you know what I heard? I heard like which would have been so much of a cooler thing, where like it was like it's a game of chance, right? And it's a game of like anything can happen, expect the unexpected. So one thing that somebody like posted online that they were like, I thought this was gonna happen, where like the first 6 were gonna win and get their 20 coconuts back, and then people who were still going, the real advantage would be at the bottom pile of the coconuts.
Oh.
Right? Where there'd be like a scroll or something. I think that would actually be really cool. Because it would be like, this guy never quit and it actually like paid off.
So B Rob got one?
Or no, not even B Rob. Like Danny was still going. Like Ethan was still going. Maybe Adam was still going, and there was something at the bottom. You know what I mean?
Well, B Rob actually finished.
Yeah. Like, but that's what I mean, right? It's like, it would have been cool if maybe like there was like a phantom prize of like you get 2 fire tokens for 20 things. But really, the real prize is at the bottom of the coconuts that you're not expecting. It's like something you can sell to the people on the island.
Who do you think is going to get themselves back in?
Natalie.
You think so?
I hope so. But anyways,
I hope so for me.
So the whole story behind that
Jeremy
is
wins if she's back.
Yeah, the whole story behind that is Natalie, Parvati, Sophie, Tyson. Who else won? Yule and
Who's that really skinny woman?
Danny? Did Danny get one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So those 6 won fire tokens.
Oh, wait. Who's the The black dude.
Wendell. Yeah,
Wendell.
Wendell. Sorry, yeah.
I gotta
So
see
Danny
this.
didn't, Wendell did. So I'll keep going. And the whole story behind that is just then they showed Boston Rob, who'd earlier in the challenge had cracked his elbow and he was running and he was like, I'll never quit because I want my little girls to realize that you never quit in life, even if you've lost already. You never quit. And it's like, okay, wow. Good work, Boston Rob. You got your camera time in. I'm kidding, but it was a nice story, whatever. It's nice. Show us more of the island. Show us more of the actual game that's still for $2 million. Like, you can show me this challenge, but show me it later. Like, or show me less of it. Like, you don't have to show me like the whole storyline for 10 minutes of them running back and forth. Like, I get it. They ran a lot. That's all I got to say about that. So anyways, we get back into the game and they get back from the immunity challenge. Tony's got a necklace and Denise has a necklace. And at this point, Kim's whole plan is out the window. And Ben, a lot of people say that this was a bad move by Ben. I don't think it was. I really don't, because you can't get Tony out at this point, and you still want to get a big target out. So what Ben does is he completely throws Kim's plan out the window. And she goes to Tony, and he goes to Tony, and he says, listen, Tony, man, like, they were going to blindside you if you didn't win immunity. They were going to get you. And a lot of people have criticized Ben for that. This is what I was just saying, Luke. A lot of people have criticized Ben, thinking that's a bad move. I don't think it was a bad move.
What did he do?
He exposed Kim's plan to eliminate Tony to Tony. So he gained trust with the kingpin, Tony, in the game.
Yeah.
That's what he did there by telling him. And he removed somebody that was originally what we thought who Tony was really close to. I thought Nick had a good relationship with Tony, and Tony kept saying like, no, I trust Nick 100%. And
Right.
he had said that to Ben. And so I think what Ben did there was he said, I got to like let Tony know that Nick was in on this vote.
Right.
And so when he let Tony know that, Tony immediately goes over to Nick and he says, yeah, Nick, like, apparently they were going to blindside me. Did you hear? And the way Tony does these things is perfect.
Nick's reaction
Right?
too was just,
But he baits them in, right? So what he does, right, is he
He
goes,
doesn't just go direct.
yeah, he doesn't go and like, Ben told me this. He goes,
It's like, I heard my
he's like,
name.
I
was brought
heard,
up."
yeah, I heard my name was going around. Like Kim maybe at the fire this morning was apparently saying it. And Nick's like, no, I didn't hear anything like that. He was just, oh, really? Yeah, you didn't hear it because Ben actually told me that you were there and you were part of it and you were like part of throwing my name around. And Nick's like, yeah.
Okay, my question is.
No,
my
actually, I
question is,
do
here-
remember Kim
here's the
saying
thing,
it,
Ed.
but you've always been good, man. Don't worry.
Here's
And Tony's
my-
like, this guy's lying to my fucking face.
As good as that is, I still don't know if confronting him is the right option.
Yeah, because you want to see if he's lying to you.
Right.
You don't know if he's lying or not. Because Ben could be lying. Ben could just be trying.
Right.
But now he's like, okay, I've caught you. Like,
He should have been.
I
even
caught
more,
you red-handed.
I still think he approached it really well for someone who knows.
Because
like,
Nick could have
people
played
get-
it off.
People get offended when like you're talked about behind your back, right? So I get that to even compose yourself that much must have been difficult, but he could have composed himself even more and made Nick feel less uncomfortable.
I don't
because
know,
Nick
man.
right away ran to the other group and said, "Oh, he's
Ben-
saying."
Ben told this.
Yeah, so
but then
that's
but it's almost
you
like
want to avoid that.
it's almost like the target's on Ben though.
I know, but you got to be like,
Why?
listen, like I, maybe if you were talking about me, I forgive you, but like, why don't we just continue working together? Like, why?
I don't agree.
No.
No, because from Tony's standpoint, it's like we're at the bottom. We're at the end of the game here, right? There's only a certain amount of people that I can trust, and like Nick, I thought Nick was one of those guys that I could trust. He said it to Ben. He was like, "I trust Nick 100%. Don't worry about Nick." And so in his mind, he's like, "This is a guy that actually has been duping me."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, obviously, I can't trust him if this is true. So I have to find out if this is true. So he goes up to Nick and he says, it's kind of a bully tactic, but it worked because it was clear that Nick was lying. Right? So he needed to find that out. And he's like, okay. But at the end of it, he did patch it up. He was like, okay, yeah, like, don't worry. Like, don't worry. And Nick ended up still voting with Tony. So Nick thinks that relationship's fine. But if you've ever watched a Tony season, if you get on his bad side once, you're done.
Right.
Like, he's not going to work with you. So Nick's done now. And Ben has got himself in a good situation because not only that, but after the Tony and Nick stuff, we realized there has to be another target somewhere, right? So, who did Kim and they all voted for Jeremy.
Yeah.
So Jeremy becomes
It was 5-3, right?
Yeah, Jeremy becomes the new target. And
There's a lot of big targets laying around.
Tony
man.
was all right with this target at the beginning until he finds out that Kim was targeting him. This is always what happens with Tony. He's like, you know what? Yeah, maybe it's time to get Jeremy out. And then Ben comes and he goes, yo, Kim was talking shit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, Kim, I got to convince people to get Kim out now.
Yeah. Like,
Right?
why would you do that?
Why would who do that? Ben?
No, Kim.
Oh, yeah, Kim. Well, Kim thought she would be fine. Kim thought he wasn't going to win a third straight immunity, but he did.
Right.
So he starts throwing.
But the thing is,
Kim's
Ben
name
could.
out there.
I get that you disagree with the people that Ben did the right thing, but Ben could have thrown his game out the window there. You know, like giving up. How? Because getting rid of Tony, he's the most likely to win this game right now. So getting rid of Tony, maybe because it wasn't Ben's plan, he felt less attached to it. But
I think.
you know, like if it was Ben's plan, then that's different.
Well, yeah,
because you're getting out one of the big boys.
Yeah, but I think Ben was an integral part of getting Kim out, and I think he can use that in his speech.
Totally.
Right, because he voted for Kim. He was the one that
He
exposed the plan,
exposed it.
and he exposed Nick.
Yeah.
So he now, and he found but then he does something totally Ben-like again, where after Tony and
He tries
Sarah
to fucking hide it on.
after Tony and Sarah are talking, and they're like, we gotta get the idol.
Yeah.
And so everybody, the whole island, we called it. We were like, there's going to be an idol hunt. Everybody goes searching for the idol. And Ben, blatantly in front of Tony, picks it out of the tree and tries to stuff it in his pocket. And Tony played it perfectly.
He's like, no, it's okay.
He's making fun of him. Like, he's just like, he was like, what are you trying to do, Ben? I saw you. I literally am right here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I saw you.
Yeah.
And then like they had like that B-roll of him like fumbling with it. He's just like making fun of Ben.
It was pretty brutal.
Yeah, and then Ben in his confessional is just like, yeah, you know, Tony's told me about all of his advantages. You know, I might have wanted to keep this one for me, but Tony caught me, and you know, we're okay. And maybe I don't trust Tony so much. And like, it was perfect how they edited it, because like, maybe I don't trust Tony so much. And like, they edited as he was saying it. Like, Ben was carrying Tony down the path, like singing with him about getting the idol. So you never want Tony to know you have an idol. So I understand why he did that, because that just puts a target on your back. But I think there's bigger fish to fry for Tony. I think he needs to get Nick first. And I think at the end of the day, that might end up hurting Ben, but it's good that he has an idol, because he's always played idols well in his
Who do you think's going home tomorrow?
I keep saying this every week.
And
but
does
like,
anyone know a website you can illegally stream Survivor? Send it to me, because I don't have cable where I am right now.
just ask me.
Oh, you do?
That's what I do.
I thought you had
PrimeWire AG.
AG.
PrimeWire.ag.
Oh, I thought you had cable here.
Yeah, I do, but I watch them after too.
But you can
I
watch them
rewatch them.
live. No, I'm saying live.
Oh yeah, I can't. I don't know live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wait like an hour or two if I have to.
Right.
Anyways, but yeah, so
I think that who do you think is gonna go home?
we haven't even got to tribal yet. We've
man.
been talking we've been talking in circles.
Yeah, this is like 20 minutes long already.
Yeah, whatever. We're gonna make a clip, and it's gonna be a full. Maybe it's a half an hour of Survivor talk. Somebody wants to watch.
I just want to talk about the next episode more than what happened. Like, just go on and on about it. Because we all know Tony had a great move.
Well, it was a great move, because it was another one of those tribals where we were talking about how they had the whispering and that was getting kind of annoying. But in this one, they added the subtitles more, so we knew a little bit more of what was going on, right? And there was a lot of. We also forgot to mention. There's so much that went on in this episode. We also forgot to mention that Michelle gave Jeremy the 50-50 coin,
Oh yeah,
right? And he just like
decided not to play it.
yeah,
And the way
because
they
of
edited
Tony.
The way they edited it, it made it seem like for sure Jeremy was going home because he didn't play that.
Yeah, but it was literally like they made Tony look so good and that's why I think he's either gonna win or he's gonna get fucked Final Four.
Right.
So in the end, they're all talking. It's either Tony wants Kim, but Kim doesn't know it. Kim thinks Tony's still voting for Jeremy. And so they start doing the whisper thing, and everybody, and Sarah immediately is just like, holy shit, I think Kim's trying to switch the vote for me. So Tony's trying to pull in Nick. Tony's trying to pull in Ben. He knows that he has 2 votes on Kim, but he knows he needs 5. So he's working, he's dealing. They're going into these little groups everywhere. And then when they finally go to vote and then they sit down and Jeff asks, if you have an immunity idol, now is the time to play it.
Right.
Tony goes, Sarah, do I need to play this for you? Just a total like big dick move. Like, do you want this? Because I'm safe. Do you need this? And Sarah, I think smartly on her part, because she knew she wasn't going home. A lot of people were like, if somebody offered me an idol, I'd just take it immediately. But you don't want to make it seem like somebody's playing your game for you.
Right.
So you're like, I'm fine. I don't need it. Like, I don't need you to help
I have
me.
the
I don't need you
option,
to help
but
me.
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't need you to help me.
I don't understand why she wanted him to stay. Because she was just friends with him? Like, what?
What do you mean?
I like...
Sarah and Tony are cops or us. That's like, they've been.
No, Michelle. Michelle gave him the coin.
Oh, because Michelle's been working with Jeremy since the original Salem
I know,
trial.
but if you can get someone big out, you take the shot. It doesn't matter. It's like winners at
I don't
war,
know,
right?
man.
So,
I think she
Loyalty
she
means
still
something.
voted. She still voted for him.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
which was jury management for sure. She
Yeah.
didn't want Kim.
that's
to
a Big
think
Brother move, which I
Yeah.
fucking hate about Big Brother. They got to get rid of that nonsense.
What?
Jury management votes. I'm only doing this because it's like I hate
I
how
don't mind
little
that.
swing votes.
It's the mind games.
Swing votes don't happen much in that show.
Yeah.
But who do you think's going home tomorrow night? Today is Tuesday.
I've had a weird thing about Denise for the last few weeks. I think her time's numbered, but at the same time, Nick has put a target on himself. Jeremy's squeaked by 3 straight tribals. I don't know how he keeps doing it. Actually, I do. His name's Tony, but I don't think
any of the big dogs are going. I think Denise is definitely.
Kim was a big
Nick or
Kim was
Denise.
a big fish that went out last
Yeah.
episode. That's a big fish.
I think Nick or Denise. That's my picks.
Yeah, I think.
Battlebacks too. It's a 2-hour episode.
Yeah, there'll be a battle back. There might be 2 eliminations.
Nick and Denise go.
There might. Yeah, I think there's gonna.
Honestly,
be,
like the way Nick has played is such like he's played a really bad game.
He's there. He's there.
He's there, but he hasn't done much, man. Like
He tried to do something. He tried to turn on Tony, and he got caught.
No, he didn't do it. He fucking tried to do
But
it.
he went
because
in. He went
it
in
was-
with Kim.
Yeah, I know, but just because you decide to turn, it has to be your idea, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure.
To,
it's better.
to
if it's
hold
your
up.
idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like he's not really generated anything fantastic, and he's kind of been boring.
But another thing I want to talk about too is I think it's probably I think Denise, Nick, somebody like that. Those are my 2. That's my guess for the 2 that are going to go home.
Yeah,
is Denise and Nick. So I want to talk about what Boston Rob said at the end and why they kept it in the edit. Right. So right after the edit, Tony looks like the
Boston's
Tony looks like the Godfather there because he's like, Sarah, do you need my help? Then Jeremy pulls out his. He's like, no, dude, don't play it. Don't play it. I got the votes for you. Don't play it. Yeah. And then after it, he doesn't play it. He doesn't play the thing for Sarah. So he literally big times 2 players. He's telling Jeremy how to play his game, and he's listened to him. He's offering Sarah like immunity. He's like, do you need it? Do you need it? Because I got you if you need it. And then after the vote, he goes to Ben. He goes, hey, Ben, are you good? Like, are you fine? You're okay? Like, he's like comforting Ben because he's like, I know you didn't want to vote that way, but thank you for going with me. I'll make it worth your while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then he sits there like this, and Boston Rob goes, holy, Tony is a boss. And like, it's so obvious.
That
It's
guy,
either an edit like that. It's like either Tony wins or he's about to get blindsided like crazy.
Or he goes to the end and just doesn't make it because of the final 4 vote.
Well, the final 4, I think this year is going to be a fire. It's going to be a fire making.
We'll see. Don't ruin it for me if you've heard anything.
I haven't heard anything.
All right.
That's usually how the final 4 goes, though.
Oh,
One person.
I thought they had to like make their they had to like bag them to take because the one person gets taken, right?
Yeah, one person gets taken, and then the other person, like, they can just be like, well, like, we're going to send you to fire.
Right.
So I hope that happens. But yeah, that's Survivor Talk. That's what we think.
Thunder.